This podcast is part of the Famous Original Podcast Network family. You can find us by going to www.fopnet.biz.
All over. Contains strong language, strong opinions, and strong beers. It is not meant for children or for those who think they are children. You know who you are.
Trust me, I'm like a smart person.
Welcome back to episode 101 of Dumb All Over. Recording from the country is still alive, sort of, Pennsylvania, and the not-so-secret lair of New York. This is a progressive podcast with brash opinions on politics, religion, and pop culture, and we are always under the influence. And that's it. That's the change.
That's the change. All right, fair enough.
On today's episode, we will talk about the government shutdown, Robert Mueller and BuzzFeed, Ben Shapiro, voting rights in Wisconsin, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and the Democrats who are running for president.
Gotcha.
And because we are the most prepared podcasters to ever live, we have no interview. We have no Twitter time. We have no Gary Johnson bit. Just the news. A month's worth. Part one, because next week's probably part two.
But yeah, definitely.
As always, I'm Tom. I made it through the winter hiatus. I survived. I started drinking again. I just felt like sharing that. I am joined by my lovely co-host, the one and the Austin.
Yep, that is the one and the me.
The one and the Austin. I'm the one. You're the Austin.
I'm the Austin. That's true. That's true. I am, yeah. Hey, Tom.
Hi, Austin. Do you feel like we took a year off? Because I feel like we took a year off. It does
feel like a long time, yeah.
This feels really foreign to me at this point.
Yeah, but I'm glad to be back. I don't know about you.
I'm very happy to be back. I am. You know what? Having a month, or give or take a month, of no politics, it was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Now, I have to admit, even though it was our break, I still, tried to follow the news. But
good for you.
I also had a nice break from it. So
good for you.
Especially over the holidays and all that.
Yeah, I didn't. I had no interest in politics. I pay attention to the big stories, but I will safely say I did not turn on any news network for an entire month. I didn't listen to any political podcasts for an entire month. I needed a full break from politics after 2 years and after the midterms and all that. It felt right.
Felt like a good place to leave it for a while. Of course, as soon as you did that, they shut the government down.
They shut it down, and we're going to talk about this in a second, but they shut it down, and it's still shut down.
But Trump is making an announcement today, so maybe the fact that we're back.
Well, let's
means they're going to open the government.
Let's get right into the stories. With this version, this week's... this week's Trump report.
Sorry, you have to forgive us. We're a little rusty.
Have I done a good job? Have I done a good job?
Not at all. Probably the least of anybody you've ever met.
There's nobody that understands the horror better than me.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Oh, boy. All right, Austin. Yes, as you alluded to, the government is shut down. It's been shut the fuck down since, I think, right after we were done, right?
Yeah, the week after.
Yeah, because it's now up to 29 days.
Yeah.
Which is...
What? They're taking a hiatus? All right, the whole government will take a hiatus.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, Trump's like, wait, who's going to do these amazing impressions of me? We can't have anything work.
Yeah.
If they're not going to work, we can't work. Because, as you said, man, the government has been shut down since we were done with the show. And, all right, so first of all, to add to the point you also made, Trump, this is coming from CNBC, by the way, fake news. Trump says he will make a major announcement on Saturday about the border and the government shutdown. You know what today is, Austin?
Today's Saturday.
It's fucking Saturday. This motherfucker listens to our show.
Yeah. I told you, I've been a guest many times.
Every single episode, several times. It's amazing, and I hope it happens. I hope today is the day that the government comes back into action.
That would be crazy.
That would be so funny. It's like the day after we're done recording, government shutdown, and now
we're going to get a lot of angry calls from federal workers. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Why didn't you come back earlier?
Wait, I heard that the double overs are recording. Oh, good. We can open up now. Well, it's not quite that. I want to believe that it's that, but the government shutdown is actually because of Donald Trump and the fucking wall. Again,
my big, beautiful wall.
Yeah, that
big, beautiful
is now
wall.
downgraded to metal poles, apparently. I don't know.
Metal slats.
Yeah, sorry. Metal sluts. There you go.
Metal slats that can easily be cut through, as we've seen.
Cut through, climbed over, whatever. We just want a wall, you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where the wall is. We can put it in Nebraska.
And I'm sure AMLO's over there in Mexico, like, maybe we'll just build a giant national staircase.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then another country can build like a giant bedroom, and then all of a sudden we just have a giant house.
Yeah, the giant
walls,
house,
stairs, everything. We'll even have a kitchen. Somebody can do.
Excuse me, I told you it's not a wall.
Italy
Metal
can do
slats.
the kitchen. Fair?
Metal slats.
No.
No.
It's not gonna be France.
I love kitchens. That's where they make my McDonald's.
I don't know if you saw. I think it was a fake picture. I could be wrong. It could be real, but I saw this picture surfacing on Twitter of like the Oval Office, and it had trays of food all over, but they were just like cartons of Big Macs.
No, that was real. He invited Clemson over, who won the national title,
and that's what he
college
served them. He served them McDonald's
because the cooking staff are federal employees who are furloughed right now because the government's closed. So instead of paying to have the dinner catered, he just got a bunch of cold fast food. Yes. Yeah.
What a hero. What a hero. You know, I want to shit on that as much as anybody, but that's what I would do.
Don't worry. We all did after we ate it.
Oh, yeah. No, seriously. But that's what I would do. If I'm the laziest fucking person in the world. I'm like, ugh. I gotta call someone and order all these sandwiches.
No, you don't have to do that. You have somebody else do it. You're the president of the United States.
No one works for him anymore. They all left. Everyone's gone.
Ivanka's still there. Jared's still there.
Sort of.
What the fuck does he do other than everything?
I don't know. I don't know. Prepping for jail. Hopefully.
I tell you, if Jared were my son-in-law, he would definitely be the sandwich boy.
Oh yeah,
that's what he'd be in charge of going to get the food.
Wait,
and that's it.
Excuse me, I have Papa Dapalapa. Where's Papa Dapalapa?
Oh, he's also in prison. Or about to be. I'm sure he knows a wonderful Greek restaurant.
Yeah, with a name like that, he probably owns several, right?
All right, and that's our trigger warning for today.
No,
incredibly
I know.
racist.
No, it's not. I know two Greeks, and you know how many restaurants they own? 4.
They own 4
together.
Oh,
They don't
wow.
even know each other, and each one owns 2.
Wow.
So tell me how that's racist when it's accurate.
I'm just saying.
Have you ever been to New Jersey, man?
Yes, unfortunately.
Then you would know. So a couple things to add to this. All right, Nancy Pelosi, who I have to give credit, and you know I do not like giving Nancy Pelosi any credit for anything, but she has stood her ground. She has not budged much.
And not in the Florida way.
No, no. She has not budged much. She did.
Well, that's because we canceled all her flights.
Yeah. That's well. Before we get to that, there's so much. Oh my god. So Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats agreed to bump up the price for the wall, or the funding for the wall, by $1 billion extra, bringing it up to, I think, what, $6 billion, I guess, because it was 5, right? Was it 5? I think it was.
Well, that's what he asked for.
That's what he asked for. What were they offering? I forgot what the Democrats were offering.
They were offering, I think they were offering 1. So now it's 2, I guess.
So now it's 2. Okay. Or whatever it is, just add $1 billion to it. All right. Now
we will offer $2 billion.
Yes, which is still ludicrous because, we could be doing other things with that $2 billion. But
we could,
whatever.
but I mean, it's still saving $3.7 billion.
Guess.
So.
I don't know.
No, that's what he wants.
Yeah, I know.
And really, in the end, it would be like $40 billion.
No, it's ridiculous.
Crazy.
Like he can't even fund half of the wall with 5, not even close to half of the wall that he wants, or at least that he wanted. Maybe the metal poles. Maybe now he can afford it with $5 billion. I don't know.
We were able to build 200 metal slats.
Yeah, and then
put them around, but we accidentally put them on the border between us and Canada.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Because those goddamn Canadians keep trying to give us health care.
No, they don't.
It's ridiculous.
No, they don't. Name one Canadian that has illegally brought themselves to the United States. There's not.
No. They're trying to give us health care.
Oh, they're trying to give us health care. Okay. I was going to say Justin Bieber might
Hear
have.
that, Rand Paul? Don't be going to Canada to get health care. Yeah. It's perfect right here.
Yeah, it's perfect right here. It's so good. And then, as you said, the feud between Trump and Pelosi has heated up. But to the extent that you would imagine, I don't know, a 5-year-old and like a 10-year-old having a conversation, it's like, wow, fine, you can't play with my toy anymore. That's kind of the idea that's going on, because Trump looked at Pelosi and said, well, you remember those trips you were going to go on? Well, you're not going anymore. They're canceled.
Nah, she's like, no speech for you. And he's like, no flights for you. But Melania can take a flight back to Mar-a-Lago. That's okay.
Of course. But what's funny, too, is like, I don't know if that, maybe Pelosi's definitely different than I am, but I would be ecstatic. I'm like, oh, thank you. Now I don't have to travel. I can just stay at home.
To Afghanistan?
Yeah, like, I'm so sad. I can't go to Afghanistan. Damn. I was really looking forward to the desert. No.
Yeah.
Said no one ever. Said no one ever.
Exactly. Yep.
So that's what's been happening with the Nancy Pelosi and Donald Trump thing. But there's even more to this.
Oh, boy.
So this is the more important part, at least what I think. Because the government is eventually going to get, refunded and everything. It's going to happen. The government will come back.
We'll see.
Well, he did say he's okay with it being out for years.
Years, yeah.
Which
I know, he fucking said years.
That's disturbing.
Years.
That's really disturbing.
That is beyond disturbing. I mean, it's irresponsible.
Yeah, it's funny for
psychotic.
From like a Republican who's supposed to be all about security and protecting the country.
That's such bullshit.
It's like, why?
They don't give a flying fuck about the country or security.
Not. They don't give a shit about anything. Money. That's what they care about. But this is important.
Keeping brown people out.
This is really important, Austin. From NPR, Trump approval rating down. But not that, because he's been at like 30 to 45%, this entire time.
Yeah, it hasn't been great.
But this time, it's because his own base is now leaving him. And that is extremely important.
Excuse me, what did you say?
I said, your little redneck twatty friends are leaving. They're leaving for more racist people, like Steve Bannon. I've heard they're all over Steve Bannon.
This doesn't make any sense. Why are we talking to each other like this?
Because you are fake Trump. All right. I haven't read out loud in a while, so
fake tan.
So get ready for this. I'm sure it's going to be smooth sailing.
All right.
While the longest government shutdown in the U.S. history continues, President Trump's approval rating is down, and there are cracks showing with his base, and they're not the fun cracks. Actually, these are the best cracks. A new NPR
showing with his base.
A new NPR/PBS NewsHour/Marist poll finds Trump's approval rating down and his disapproval rating up from a month ago. He currently stands at 39% approve and 53% disapprove. A 7-point net change from December when his rating was 42%, 49% disapprove.
How is it 42%? What is wrong with this country?
I don't know, but now it's not. Now it's 39.
I don't care. That's still really high.
It is. That's still like 4 out of 10 people like Trump.
What is wrong with you? Honestly, what are you all smoking?
I will say
And
this.
it's not pot, because that would not make you like him.
I will say, actually, it's weird because I've met some potheads who are very pro-Trump. I don't get it, but
Have they met his attorney general or former attorney general?
former attorney general.
Yeah.
And while we're on that, just quickly, because my brain is all over the place, apparently the new attorney general
William Barr. Yes.
Yeah, William Barr is like really good friends with Robert Mueller. Just saying, that's probably not what Trump expected. He was apparently floored when he found out the news that, they're friends. Oh, wait, they're really good friends. They probably fucked each other.
James Comey and Robert Mueller are very good friends. Actually, sorry, they're not friends at all.
Did you have a stroke?
They're friends, so we're going to get William Barr to break them up. Actually, they are friends, sir. What?
I thought
But I already said the name.
maybe
It's
he
too
meant to
late
get
now.
Roseanne Barr, and he picked the
Yeah.
wrong Barr.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
Here's
But they killed her character off, so.
yeah, thank God. So this is his base. Now, this is what the more important part is, because the approval rating really doesn't matter. Because, like I said, it's been in that same 40% rate the entire time. Down significantly. There's the first one. Among suburban men, a net positive approval rating of 51 to 39%, and a net negative of 42% approval and 48 disapproval. That's a net change down of 18 percentage points. Also down a net of 13 points among white evangelicals. Wow, the religious are
that's not
finally
good.
turning on him.
Yeah.
They should have never been on his side if they believe what they say they believe. It went from 70.
We don't.
It went from 73 to 17%. 73 approval, disapproval, 17 to 66 to 23. Now that doesn't seem like a lot, but that's a big margin.
But the ones who are left are like 66% approve? That's just one number away from being the devil's number.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And that means
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
They believe
Oh,
stupid
okay.
shit. What the hell do I know what it means?
fine. I don't know.
I don't know what any of it means.
He's also
I don't know. 66% of them could still approve of him.
I don't know because they're fake.
He's exactly
religious
the
people
opposite of everything they believe in.
No, they're fake. Austin, they're fucking.
That's
those
true.
people are fake. Down a net of 10 points among Republicans from 90 to 7. Now to 83 to 10. That's another really important one because
No, of
if a
course.
guy like Bernie Sanders runs again, where he had appealed to the lower class people of like the South, those guys are going to flip to him instantly.
Yeah, we hope so.
And he's also down among white men without a college degree, which is the really shocking one because that's always a Republican like gold mine. It went from 56 to 34 to 50 to 35. So pretty much everywhere, and there's still 8% unsure. I don't know how you could be unsure at this point, at any point. But whatever, 8% remain unsure. It's so stupid.
We just don't know.
John, we have no idea. No idea. One day we like him, the other day we don't. I can't tell you. I just like.
Well, see, the
I
thing
just want my
is,
coal. I just want my coal.
he cost me a lot of money, but he was also on the TV. And I like people's on the TV.
Man, but he was the only.
And I never really had much money to begin with. so.
They're always on TV though, like every candidate.
Yeah, but he was on before that.
Yeah, so it was like Hillary.
She wasn't a game show host.
Or maybe she was. I don't know.
Could you imagine Hillary as a game show
No,
host?
that's one I'm not watching. But
with that
let's also
laugh.
take a second here to
Okay.
give our heart out to those who are being affected by this government shutdown.
Yeah.
This is not we'll make a laughing matter of this because that's our job and try to give you some sort of
Self-appointed job. Yep.
yeah, it's our very well-paying job.
We decided that's our job.
Yeah. But there are millions being affected by this.
Oh, yeah.
If you include families, it's even more. So if you are being affected by this, I believe Hannah, was it Hannah that told us her story?
Yeah.
Yeah. The situation.
So I have to, everybody who's affected by this, it's not fair and it shouldn't be happening to you. Unless you voted for Trump, then you deserve it.
I mean, I'm just more sympathetic right now. My heart's broken because this country's so fucked up right now. So like, I don't even think that those people deserve it. I'm using air quotes.
Here's the thing.
I think they got
if you saw that man and thought, he could be president.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
Not have any money.
I know what you're saying, but like the humanist in me wants to say no.
Well, Tom,
I know.
You feel too much empathy.
I do. I'm an empathetic motherfucker. I can't help it. Give peace a chance, Austin. Give peace a chance.
I would love to, but I can't as long as people are voting for Donald Trump.
Oh, a condom commercial just popped up. That's interesting. Okay. Next story.
At least didn't just slide on.
We don't want. We don't need to talk about this for too long because there's not much to it. But it's good to mention just to.
Oh wait, but before we move on, I do want to mention that if you are a federal employee who is not being paid in northeastern Pennsylvania, right now, one of our favorite breweries, Weyerbacher, is offering you a free beer for every day the government's closed.
I'm out.
Tom, you're not a federal employee.
Says who? Says
I
coached a golf team.
Reality.
I coached a golf team for a high school, which is a government job. I worked.
It's a state job.
It's a government. It's a state government job.
Yeah, and the state government's
That
not closed
I
because there is competent leadership in Pennsylvania.
That I haven't had that job in like 3 years.
Yeah,
I've been
you
unemployed
don't
all
work
this
there
time,
anymore.
so that should be 3 beers. See
My God.
my math. we have a pretty competent government, which is really strange to say coming out of Pennsylvania.
Not totally though, because
I said
the
sort of,
Congress
yeah.
is still Republican.
Oh yeah. It's still gross. But anyway,
Oh, speaking of competent government,
yeah.
New York City,
All right,
New York cares healthcare.
Let's relax.
Healthcare for everyone. Just saying,
Is that that's not official, right?
it's official.
It is official.
Official.
Why aren't we? Why didn't you?
Everybody
mention
in the city is going to be covered.
this? Go ahead and explain that. We got time.
Okay, so in New York City, they had already expanded Medicaid when Obamacare was passed, but it still didn't cover a lot of people. I think the estimate was around 600,000. So
Is that all
yeah?
in New York?
Oh no, I'm sorry, 800,000.
Still in New York?
Yeah, no.
In New York City,
yeah.
where there's
In New
8
York City.
million people in that little fucking
Yeah.
12-mile island. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, and so de Blasio announced that with the new program, everybody's going to be covered, whether you can afford it or not.
Wait,
And that includes the undocumented.
but isn't that universal health care?
In a way, yeah. The difference is you still have to sign up for a plan and it's means tested, so it's not universal healthcare in the sense that, like in Canada, you get a card the day you're born and you just get healthcare.
Right.
And in order to pay for that, they, charge more taxes to the wealthier.
No.
But the way this is going to work, you still have to sign up for a plan and it's means tested, so the more money you make, the less New York covers.
Okay. So that's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's fantastic, right?
Yeah, it's not as good as universal healthcare. I think universal programs are more efficient, but this is a great step in the right direction.
Well, very good.
And it's going to save the city money.
Well, I remember reading articles about similar ideas that have been pitched around the country that relate to some sort of universal healthcare system, and it always ends up saving money in the long run.
Yeah. Well, look at Massachusetts. They saved money with even their stupid program.
Yeah, the Romney Care, that one.
Yeah, which is basically
Obamacare,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's a dumb program, and it still saved
It
money.
is, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
I'll give it that. It's better than nothing. But good for New York. And then with the legalization of marijuana conversation picking up, New York seems better and better by the second, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Got in here just at the right time.
Yeah, good for you. All right, moving on from that depressing story, let's move on to some really cheery news. Robert Mueller.
Well, who is cheerier than Robert Mueller?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, everybody.
Yeah, probably everybody.
That man looks like he's never smiled in his life.
Yeah, I don't think he has. He was born like that. He's going to die like that.
Yeah.
But this is, like I said, it's going to be a short story, just something to kind of mention because it just happened recently. Mueller's office disputes BuzzFeed report that Trump directed Michael Cohen to lie to Congress. So just yesterday, for us, it's Friday, BuzzFeed came out with what seemed at the time like a major story that Donald Trump asked Michael Cohen to lie under oath and to lie in general. Now, if that story was true, which I'm not going to lie, I expected it to be true.
Yeah. And the thing is, there might be elements of it that still are true.
Right.
What Mueller's office said is that the characterization was not accurate.
Correct.
So there might be things in it that are true. It just might not be as scandalous as BuzzFeed made it out to be.
Yeah, his exact quote, BuzzFeed's description of specific statements to the special counsel's office and characterization of documents and testimony obtained by this office regarding Michael Cohen's congressional testimony are not accurate.
See?
So it's
not exactly saying
no.
It's a total lie. It's saying
it's lawyer talk
kind of
for saying you shouldn't have said that.
Well, it's just that basically it's what they're saying is that you've hyped it up into this thing that it's not really.
Right.
But we're not saying that it's not
right.
bad.
And I mean, I think everybody at this point believes that there was some sort of, I'm going to use the word collusion between Trump and Cohen.
What?
Yeah, I know.
No.
I know. Now we're Russia.
No collusion.
Calm your fucking man tits down, Trumpy.
No collusion.
But I mean, like, there's obviously something between the two. Because Cohen's coming out and with all these allegations anyway. So I thought it was completely accurate. Mueller's team did come out just yesterday or just today and say the same thing that we were just talking about, that it's not accurate, which I think is a very honorable thing to do. Because if it was a witch hunt, like has been used how many fucking times?
Total witch hunt, except when they say things, they get
right,
off the hook.
Because today Trump goes out and tweets like, "Oh, thank you so much. You are so admirable for coming out and saying that." Yeah, because it's not a
thank
fucking
you,
witch
Mr.
hunt.
Mueller,
It's not
for all the good work you're doing.
Yeah, and then he goes back in his office and says, "It's a Mueller time."
Total witch hunt.
But it's not. It's clearly not a witch hunt, because if it was, Mueller could have rolled with this.
Oh, yeah.
He could have let people speculate.
Or he could have just not said anything.
Yeah, exactly. He could just let people speculate, and people were already doing that. There was a huge shit being made about this. Twitter
Twitter's good at.
Yeah, Twitter exploded yesterday with this news.
Yeah.
And Mueller had the decency to say, no, it's not accurate. You're not telling the full truth there. I'm out here trying to tell the full truth. And I think that justifies a lot of the things that have been going on with Mueller's team, and I appreciate that. I don't know.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's a good move.
So that's it. I didn't want to linger too much on that because there's really not much to it. It's just he said, she said kind of thing. But this next story.
All right. In this case, he said.
He said, yeah. Well, shut up, Austin. This next.
So heteronormative, Tom.
This next story is actually one that you are not aware of.
Oh, I like these because they're so rare.
So when I brought it up in our pregame interview, wow, that's not at all what I wanted to say. Our pre-show notes, God, that's not at all what I wanted to say. I mentioned this story, and you were unaware.
Unaware. Yeah.
Are you ready to just laugh and have a good time?
Oh, very much so.
It involves our good friend and podcasting brethren, Ben Shapiro.
Oh, my favorite person, Ben Shapiro.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like him.
I don't think anybody really likes Ben Shapiro.
I got to stretch for this one because this is good. So,
all right.
March for Lives. That's going on.
March for Dimes? What?
March for Lives. Yeah.
Lives,
it's a Ben Shapiro. I don't know if he coordinated the entire thing, but
is it an anti-war march?
No.
Oh.
No, it's
okay. It's an anti-poverty march. Right?
Yeah, no.
It's a march against hunger.
No, you're thinking too humanitarian.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, ways that you can save lives.
Yeah, by not having abortions.
Oh,
yeah, that
you mean the not lives.
Yeah, no,
non-lives matter.
The annual March for Life rally. So, of course,
unless they're Black lives, apparently.
Yeah, no, the black babies don't actually matter. they don't. No one cares about them.
And I made a point to say that.
Wow, that's really good. Wait,
That's frightening.
That's really
Let's not
good.
do that anymore. No.
I was reading the article and I could go back to the camera here and like that was. I thought you were Ben Shapiro for a second.
All right, no,
Holy-
no more Ben Shapiro.
Holy shit! All right, wow, Austin, that was impressive. All right, I don't know why I wasn't doing this before. I have a dual monitor. I could have our cameras here, and I don't know. I'm just stupid.
Yes, and the last time we recorded an episode, Tom wasn't quite a professional streamer yet. Now he's all
I'm a fucking
technical.
I am a professional.
wizardry, yeah.
I am just a professional. Conservative commentator and radio host. No, relax. Radio host.
A noted racist.
And noted racist, bigot, homophobe. Ben Shapiro reportedly
Logical fallacy.
reportedly lost an advertiser Friday after reading ads during his speech at the annual March for Life rally. Now, I will add before.
Oh, no, wait. Read that paragraph again.
Oh, sure.
What was he doing?
Okay. Yeah, conservative commentator and radio host Ben Shapiro reportedly lost an advertiser Friday after reading ads during his speech at the annual March for Life rally in Washington, D.C. Hold on. You're going to find out. You're going to find out. I'm also going to add
We need to save the lives of all these babies, and if anybody's interested, your teeth can be whiter with Crest.
Wow, that's really good. I'm fucking shocked. I'll add this because today another article from The Hill, these are both from The Hill, came out where Ben Shapiro has lost a second advertiser. Now, why? Why do you think he lost two advertisers at the moment and probably more to come?
I don't know. Like, I guess reading their ad copy during your hate speech is probably not a great idea.
Why? Are you sure you didn't read this? Because
I'm positive, yeah.
That's interesting.
It's just Ben Shapiro giving a speech.
It's just funny that you said Crest because Quip.
Was it Crest?
No, Quip toothbrushes said it will no longer advertise on any of Shapiro's programming, saying it disagreed with having its ad read in the anti-abortion rally. There's more.
Wow.
There's more to this. This is only the beginning. Okay.
Well, nothing says clean teeth like an aborted fetus.
Like, what did they think they were getting involved with when they advertised on Ben Shapiro's show?
Yeah, I know.
Anyway,
we are shocked, just shocked that he would be anti-abortion.
The statement from the Quip representative says, our mission is to make good oral health more accessible to everyone, and podcast advertising is one way we're able to realize this. However, following one of our ads being read in a venue we did not endorse, we have chosen to discontinue our advertising relationship with the show. We're also taking steps to ensure all of our advertising partners that are aligned with our oral health mission and values. Now, all right. So, other than them pulling out of this out of his show because of him being at a rally they don't care for, Ben Shapiro is also in a lot of hot water for this comment that he made in front of people.
Yeah, usually that's the ones that you get in trouble for when they're in front of people.
Answering a question about the argument that abortion lowers crime rates, the conservative political commentator responded, the argument, I guess, here is that would you kill baby Hitler? And the truth is that no pro-life person on earth would kill baby Hitler because baby Hitler wasn't Hitler. Adult Hitler was Hitler. Baby Hitler was a baby.
Baby Hitler was also Hitler. And we're talking about before Hitler was born.
Yeah.
When he would have been aborted.
Yeah.
And that would have saved many, many lives.
I think he's unaware that you don't abort a baby after it's born. But anyway, what you presumably want to do with baby Hitler is take baby Hitler out of baby Hitler's house and move baby Hitler into a better house where he would not grow up to be Hitler, right? That's the idea.
I don't understand how it went so bad for him. He had white parents, which is what Shapiro wants.
Oh my God. All I saw, this is...
And how would you know to do that? His parents seem perfectly fit.
First of all... So
how would you know to move baby Hitler out of baby Hitler's house?
I don't know.
By the way, baby Hitler's my new favorite character.
Yeah.
I found the 999.
Sounds a lot like Baron von Trump. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think that's a coincidence.
All right. So this is how I found out about this story. I went on Twitter, and this is what I saw. trending.
Okay.
Ben Shapiro, March for Life, Baby Hitler. I was like, what? And there were one after another. I was like, no, this can't be. And then some of the
What? This feels like Jeopardy. What are weird things that Donald Trump dreams about?
yes. I'll take Ben Shapiro for $200 there, Alex. All right, Chelsea Handler.
I have a whole history written up about Baby Hitler and what it would have changed. Yeah. It's my next book, Alternate History, with new parents for Baby Hitler.
Chelsea Handler. Celebrities obviously went after this.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Her tweet was fucking hilarious. Why are Ben Shapiro and Baby Hitler trending on Twitter? I don't have enough alcohol in hand to find out why.
I mean, that would be a deeply offensive nickname to give him, even though he does look like a baby.
God also tweeted from the Good God Above at the Good God Above. We follow him; he follows us back. He's fucking hilarious, and they put him on this article too. So, conservatives shooting Baby Hitler is wrong. Also, conservatives letting migrant children die is fine. It's their fault.
We're preventing Baby Hitler.
The Horse Whisperer said, Baby Hitler trending is like my step-grandmother's Jell-O mold. It's right there in front of you, but don't touch it. It was just, I couldn't believe. I take that back. I could easily believe that this happened. But if you, I just read the transcript, go and watch it, and you'll be shocked on how, confident he is saying that.
Oh, of course.
So now he lost the one.
And it sounds like such a reasoned argument.
Oh yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
He really is the master debater.
He really is. Yeah, he master debated all over that crowd. Yeah, so he's most likely going to lose several more sponsors, according to this other Hill article, where others have reached out to discuss.
By the way, that question that was asked of him about reducing crime had nothing to do with Hitler.
No.
They're not talking about aborting one baby. They're talking about, if people who don't want children have this option, then it prevents, children who were unwanted and poorly supervised from becoming criminals later on in life.
I had a music teacher that we actually both had at one point or another in middle school, and he started off one class one time because he's now that I'm more politically aware, I realize that he's pro-life and very conservative.
He's pro-stupid.
Yeah, very pro-stupid. He said he started a class off by giving us all a piece of paper that showed us traits of a child, or what would be a child, and asked us after reading them, would we abort the kid? Now I raised my hand because I just remember I don't want this poor guy suffering through life. And then he comes out and he says, oh, well, good job, everyone who raised their hand. You just aborted Beethoven.
Good. I'm so sick of the Fifth Symphony.
Oh! I don't know why that was a roast of Beethoven. What did he do to get roasted?
No, but the thing is, though, that there actually was nothing wrong with Beethoven when he was a baby.
No, I'm sorry if I misspoke. Of what would have been. This person, he did state that.
I know, but it doesn't make any sense because there's nothing wrong with him.
Well, we were
as a
also
baby.
much younger, so I remember oh, okay, I get it.
No, it's just a stupid point that he's trying to make.
Yeah.
Because you could make the the opposite of the Ben Shapiro argument and list all the things, all the traits that Hitler had.
Yeah, well, Beethoven.
Then be like, congratulations, you just let Hitler be born.
Beethoven didn't become deaf until he was older, right? If I'm not mistaken. He was kind of an older guy at that time. So, but anyway, that was just the point. And
we're not talking about the dog, I guess.
Oh, no. Did I? No. I remember that movie. It was so stupid.
Yeah.
So.
And I swear to God, I bet they wanted to make 9 of them so they could call the last one Beethoven's Ninth.
Oh, man. And they almost did. They made a lot of those movies.
Yeah,
I remember watching them all the time as a kid.
There was more of them than the Air Bud movies. What was it with the obsession with making dog movies?
I don't know. You ever see, Homeward Bound? You ever see Homeward Bound?
Oh yeah,
with the three the 2 dogs and the cat that all speak to each other and they get lost. Yep. I used to love that movie. Yeah, the 90s had a lot of talking dog movies. Yeah. There was even a show on Nickelodeon called 100 Deeds of Eddie McDowd. It was this bad guy who gets turned into a dog and he has to do 100 deeds and he'll get turned back into a human. That was a show on Nickelodeon.
Well, it was about talking pets. Yeah, because what was it, Sabrina the Teenage Witch? I believe the cat.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow. What happened? 90s. What happened? 2000s. What you guys do? You hate pets?
It It was the era of the anthropomorphic pet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 9/11 happened.
And then it just
That changed everything,
became I don't know.
Yeah, even the anthropomorphic pets had changed.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, now they're gunslingers. Is that accurate? I don't know. I don't watch
No, that's
Nickelodeon anymore.
I mean, there's Red Dead Redemption. But
Oh, such a good game. We have played. I calculated the hours just for my streams. Over the
that's not a good
over the
idea.
past month, we've played
I don't need to know how
almost
much
3
we
days
played.
worth.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because we had 2 8-hour streams where we played 8 hours, and then we followed up with
That's
6
right.
hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, and we played almost every day. It's almost 3 or almost 4 days or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
4 24-hour days, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's move on to. We have a couple more good stories actually.
Okay.
So the next one is actually one that got by me, and I just kind of saw it when I was doing random news searches here.
Gotcha.
A federal judge just crushed Scott Walker's lame duck assault on voting rights. So we talked about this maybe 3 episodes ago or something like 2 or 3 episodes ago,
Yeah, I think, yeah.
where Scott Walker, who was voted out by the state of Wisconsin, tried to pass legislation to limit voting rights before he was gone. Really, a really
And
brave
it's-
thing to do, really honorable thing to do.
I was standing up for the rights of the people.
Yep. Yeah, he was. Even though the people that he was standing
I
up
don't know
for
why.
just voted him out.
Sounds a little like Bill Clinton.
Yeah, well, you know what? I just assume that that's what he sounds like. After looking at him, I can see that.
Stand up for the rights of the people.
Okay. That was a little erotic.
Oh, it's erotic, Bill Clinton.
I did not fuck that woman. I will say
Not
this:
recently.
the people of Wisconsin freaked the fuck out before we went on break. They raided the Capitol building. They were protesting, and
Of course, because they were trying to
Yeah.
strip their power away from them. I would freak out too.
yep, they wanted to. What he wanted to do, for clarity, he wanted to limit early voting and student participation in elections. He wanted to eliminate that, or at least
Yeah.
limit it to an extent. And
So that he could get his job back, probably.
well, yeah, which I don't think.
In the next election,
Right.
which isn't going to happen.
No. So the federal court stepped in, and they said, "No, you can't do this. You're leaving.
Yeah.
You're not allowed
Yeah.
to fucking ruin the life of your next governor who's taken over for you." The people spoke, and I got to admit, I've always been like skeptical of courts in the judicial system, especially the U.S. District Court. But James Peterson in the U.S. District Court ruled that the lame duck legislation that was signed in December by Walker, who is widely believed to be plotting a political comeback, as Austin just said, had violated injunctions issued by Peterson in 2016 against previous GOP moves to limit early voting. So this is, by the way, that was apparently not the first time they tried to do that.
No.
So, yeah, I got to say, good for you, Judge Peterson. And he said this is not a close question. The 3 challenge provisions are clearly inconsistent with the injunctions that the court has issued in this case. So he was very firm on his ruling. And Walker will not get what he wants, which, by the way, probably means he will never get reelected.
Yeah. Yeah, that's almost exactly what it means.
Yeah, even if he did limit the early voting and the student participation, I still don't think he was going to get reelected.
No.
I don't.
I don't like him there anymore. Some people just wear out their welcome. Much like the former Republican governor of Pennsylvania.
Oh, Corbett?
Yeah, where it doesn't seem like what he could have, like, if he tried to do something like that, he still wouldn't have gotten reelected.
Oh,
People
no.
hated
Yeah.
that man.
Well, yeah, they absolutely did. And if I'm not mistaken, he followed Ed Rendell, right?
He did.
And,
yeah.
and Ed Rendell had moments of good, but, you know, he was kind of...
A lot of moments are bad.
Yeah,
to be
he was
honest.
kind of a shitty governor as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, when and he was a Democrat, by the way, for people who don't know Pennsylvania politics, Ed Rendell was a
well,
Democrat.
they should know because he was also a national figure.
Was he? I really
Yeah,
don't
he helped
remember.
run the DMC. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I do
The
remember
DNC,
that.
rather, yeah.
Yeah. The Run DMC. He helped run DMC.
That must be why I said it.
He helped Run DMC get back into the spotlight.
He tried to join NWA, but they wouldn't let him.
No. But yeah, so you know, when a Democrat in this state does not do well, the state typically flips very, very easily. In a lot of states, like, if a Democratic governor in California doesn't do well, the Democrats most likely still going to win. Pennsylvania is not like that. So we got Corbett, and God, he was so hated. And it's just like Scott Walker. It's just like him, and I don't see him ever making a political comeback. He might try to do something like run for run for senator, like Mitt Romney did in Utah.
Old Mittens,
yeah, old Mittens. Which, by the way, we barely talked about that, or we didn't have time to. But Mitt Romney's already speaking out against Donald Trump. So
what?
Yeah.
Another person speaking out against me. This is
your old buddy.
Such bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's not
bullshit of the highest order.
Of the highest order.
The highest order. The highest order.
Mm-hmm. And then let's end our news stories with little Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez news, shall we?
Oh, yeah, sure.
So, earlier this month, I believe it was earlier in January.
Wait, but before we get onto the news,
go ahead.
All the great things that she's done, which she's done some incredible things.
She has.
I'm a little offended that with all the digging the Republicans have done, where they found an old video of her from college dancing, that was somehow supposed to be damaging.
Yeah, which...
What do they think we live in, the tiny town from Footloose?
How does she respond, by the way?
No, she danced again.
She danced again.
Yeah.
She danced her way into her office.
Yeah. In the Capitol, where she works.
In the Capitol, yeah.
But all that digging, and they still haven't found our episode. I'm like, come on.
It's a little upsetting, isn't it? It's a little upsetting. We were one of her first interviews. She told us that off air, right? Or maybe it was even on air, but I remember her telling us that.
Yeah.
Like, we're one of the first not big interviews. Well, easy there. One of the first interviews that she had.
Yeah. Come on, we're embarrassing.
Like, we have known Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez since she had I think 1,000 followers on Twitter. What's her recent?
It's in the millions.
Take a look. Let's take a look,
okay.
Shall we? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Oh yeah, it's 2.49 million people.
Yeah,
we knew her when she had 1,000.
Yeah.
So fuck you, conservatives. Look harder. We're there. It's right that the title of the episode is her name.
Yeah. The rest of that show would be incredibly embarrassing.
Oh, man. You know what kind of clout we can gain from that? Jeez, man. That'd be great.
They're not
All
very
the
good
hate
with
mail.
the internet searching, are they?
I guess not. Well, it's the internet. I think they're still figuring it out.
Well, they're just so old.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was able to take the Twitter handle AOC, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty amazing.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. But yeah, so with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez still in the news, she proposed a liberal radical tax reform. Woo!
Now that we've gotten the requisite scare music out of the way. Go ahead, tell them how radical it is.
Okay, well, Democratic Socialist, I like how Newsweek starts that off. Congresswoman Alexandria, that's it? You're not going to say Ocasio-Cortez? I'm not liking this.
Or AOC.
Used 2001 internet vibes in response to a poll that suggests many Republicans supporting voters back her proposal to impose high tax rates and the super wealthy. So this is her proposal. She has suggested taxing incomes over $10 million at 70%. She has often referred to the high tax rates between the 1960s and 1980s, a period that, according to Paul Krugman, the Nobel-winning economist, saw periods of apparently nothing, but he saw that era saw periods of sustained economic growth.
Yeah, it was the Great Compression that we talked about in an earlier episode.
So people who make over $10 million, 70%.
Yeah.
So why am I outraged? As a conservative, I'm obviously a conservative right now. Why am I outraged?
I don't know.
Well,
because I know you're not making $10 million, even if you are conservative.
No.
So what's the big fucking deal?
Yeah, I don't know. But apparently it's not that big of a deal anyway. because a poll by Hill Harris X found that 59% of voters 59% of voters favored a 70% tax rate, and that's 59% of all voters.
Actually,
favored.
that's kind of scary because Hill Harris kind of sounds like what the centrists want as the 2020 ticket.
Oh yeah. Hill? Who's Hill?
Hillary.
Oh, okay. Oh god, that would be bad.
Yeah.
The poll found that 71% of Democratic voters support the idea, 60% of independents, and even 45% of Republicans
Say what?
are on board with a 70% tax cut or tax rate for people who make over $10 million.
Oh yeah, because it's like common sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
kind of is.
It's
isn't it?
hard to manufacture the outrage. I mean, they're working on it, but
They're trying, but they're not really succeeding.
actually, the way they're doing it is they're just lying. Like Republican members of Congress have said, oh, "Look at this! The Democrats want to tax your salary at 70%." No, they don't. They want to tax some people salary over $10 million. And that's not even the entire salary of the person who made over $10 million. It's just every dollar after $10 million.
Hey, our good friend and friend of the show, James Woods, described her in a tweet as the most dangerous person in America right now. Ignore her at your peril.
Nah.
You know how fucking terrified Republicans are?
I'm sorry, who's James Woods again? That guy from Family Guy?
Yeah, that's all I know him from, by the way. I am not going to lie. I just know him as,
This problem could be solved with just a bag of candy leading over a cliff.
Oh, yeah, easily. His criticism of her and her agenda was not about the tax, but still, the Republicans are terrified of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Except for one, Ann Coulter, who's like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, which is so fucking weird,
It's
by
very
the way.
confusing, yeah.
Well, like, you know, I like status quo to an extent. I like being able to go on Twitter, know that Peter Dow is for Hillary and Ann Coulter is for any Republican that breathes.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Peter Dow becomes a progressive, and then fucking Ann Coulter is like, no, I like AOC. What?
Well, that one
to
policy
me.
in particular, yeah. I know.
I don't care.
It's very confusing. Yeah.
Don't do that to me.
I know.
I need Ann Coulter to. I have to hate Ann Coulter.
No.
I cannot give.
Luckily for you still can.
I still do.
Yeah.
But just the moment that I was like, what?
Yeah, it's that fleeting glimpse, I know.
Yeah. He continued, by the way, James Woods. They will tax American citizens to death to fund further illegal alien invasions, in turn guaranteeing more voting fraud. This vicious cycle will end in a serious civil unrest by disenfranchised citizens.
I think he's just reading a script written by Steve Bannon. Alien invasion, really?
Alien invasion.
Independence Day 2 or 3 now, I guess.
I think Democrats will engineer massive voter fraud to retake the government. He also added, by the way, this is all.
Oh, will they now?
James Woods is he's a fucking loser, huh?
I know. It's funny because I remember hearing a media critic saying that if it weren't for Twitter, we wouldn't know the horrible views of some of these actors that we've all come to like some of their roles.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, and I'm glad about that. Like, if people didn't bring to my attention that Wawa was funding a majority of Republicans. Now, Wawa does fund both Democrats and Republicans, according to OpenSecrets.org, but they primarily fund Republicans and in Pennsylvania. They're a Pennsylvania-based company. And they supported...
Which is weird because I'm pretty sure their meatball sub is just an aborted fetus.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I've had it once and I'll never have it again.
Yeah.
I will never have it again.
Yeah,
but yeah, like if Twitter didn't tell me that, I'm still eating at Wawa and supporting Republicans without knowing. And I've supported Republicans because of that.
Thank you,
which is really fucked up. Yeah. So yeah, it's a cool thing.
I mean, you do a lot of horrible things, but thank you for that.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I was gonna end it there. I don't have any more news, but we can do a little pop culture if you want. Just a little.
Oh, okay. Now that we've dropped it from the intro.
We haven't though. No, the intro is still there.
That's right.
The Golden Globes happened while we were on break.
Oh, yeah.
So I figured we can mention the few major nominees and the few winners that kind of, because one is a kind of an interesting story here.
Somehow this pop culture reference, I bet is going to be a little political.
No,
Okay.
actually no. Well,
Okay.
it can be because of Glenn Close, but no. I'll keep it fine. Are there
What
any
about Christian
specific?
Bale?
Are there any specific? I don't know. What about him? What did he do?
Well, he played the vice president, the former vice
Oh,
president.
that's right. We could talk about that. All right. So we'll start with that one then. And then you could just pick a couple categories that you want me to read
Okay.
off of here. Yeah. Best performance by an actor in a motion picture. John C. Reilly was a nominee. Robert Redford. I didn't know he was still alive. Viggo Mortensen. Don't know who that is. Lin-Manuel
Mortensen,
Miranda.
okay,
That's
yep.
your boy, isn't it? Don't you like that guy?
Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Yeah.
Who doesn't like Lin-Manuel Miranda?
I don't know who he is. So I'm
He's
just saying.
amazing.
Yeah, sure. And the winner was Christian Bale, who played
who's also
Dick Cheney
amazing.
in Vice. And in his what?
No, it was a good movie. But
Oh.
yeah.
Not that good though.
No, it was good.
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
Okay. Well, anyway, in his acceptance speech, he said he thanked Satan for giving him the not what word am I looking for? The inspiration
yeah.
to play Dick Cheney. I
Yeah,
thought that was
that's
pretty
funny.
cool. Best performance by an actress, not a supporting role. Let me do like best performance by an actress in a motion picture. Constance Wu was the nominee.
Okay.
Charlize Theron.
Yep, that's right.
Elsie Fisher, Emily Blunt, and the winner from the movie The Favorite, Olivia Colman. Give a little love there.
Okay.
Best performance by an actor in a motion picture, and this is now why I'm starting to bring up.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Go ahead.
John David Washington, nominee. Lucas Hedges, nominee. William Dafoe, still creepy looking.
Willem Dafoe,
Nominee.
yeah.
Bradley Cooper,
Yep.
not creepy looking. In A Star Is Born, which I just watched.
Did you?
Yeah.
What'd you
and
think?
It's phenomenal.
Okay, good.
I thought it was phenomenal.
Nice.
A nominee, and then Rami Malek or Malik. I don't know how
Yeah,
to say his
Malik,
name.
I think.
Malik from Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Won. Best performance by an actor.
About this. Okay.
Best performance by an actress in a motion picture. Glenn Close from The Wife won. Best motion picture was Green Book, which I've never even heard of.
Okay.
Nominees were Vice, Mary Poppins Returns, The Favorite, and Crazy Rich Asians. And then best motion picture drama. Black Panther,
Okay.
groundbreaking movie.
Mm-hmm.
Star is Born, phenomenal movie. If Beale Street Could Talk, I've only heard good things about it. I have not seen it. Black KKK Klansman, I thought was that's another groundbreaking movie in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And
Spike
Bohemian
Lee, yeah.
Rhapsody. And
I can't
Bohemian
believe Vice was nominated.
No, Vice was not nominated.
That blows my mind because
and Bohemian Rhapsody, the clear weakest one out of
Yeah.
all of those,
the
won
winner.
Best Motion Picture.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be happy about that. You know how much of a Queen fan I am.
Yeah,
But I've seen the movie 3 times, and each time it got worse for me.
Yeah,
And as a movie, it's a great movie, and I understand why it won Best Motion Picture. But if you just open your eyes, it's not a good movie.
I feel like it would have been better as a fictional, like about a fictional band that is inspired by Queen.
Inspired
Yeah,
by a true story,
but
not based.
But don't fuck around with the real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're gonna base something on a true story, it's got to be fairly accurate, like almost to the point. Don't make like blatant fuck ups just to make a good Hollywood movie. So I mean, and I've already stated my opinion on this movie, but
And
it
that whole
won
thing
Best
with
Motion
it, like-
Picture.
Like it had that whole vibe of the weird, conservative, like moral
Yeah, it's
judgment.
really-
I don't know. I
really-
had a lot
no.
of problems with that movie.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Spike Lee did not win Best Director. Alfonso Cuarón
Yeah.
Cuarón from Roma won.
Oh, that's supposed to be great. That's on Netflix.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll watch it.
It's
I
a
don't know what
Netflix
kind
original. Yeah,
of movie. Oh, okay. Wow, a Netflix original. No kidding.
but it's supposed to be groundbreaking.
And then
He's the guy who directed Gravity.
Oh, okay. I thought I recognized the name a little
No.
bit. Here's Roma. I can't really tell what it's based off of just by the cover, so no idea.
Was he the one who did that Leonardo DiCaprio movie, The Revenant?
The Revenant, yeah, the one that involves a bear.
Yep, that's the one. I don't care.
I
I'm
don't.
gonna say it.
No, I don't think so. I would have seen it
No?
already in his featured films. His featured
Okay.
films: Roma, Gravity, Children of Men, Harry Potter and the Prisoner
Oh,
of
Children of Men. I forgot about that movie. That was
Harry
great.
Potter and the Prisoner of Alcatraz, or whatever it's called. I can't read that.
Boy, that movie would have ended a lot different if you were the prisoner of Alcatraz.
I don't know. What is it? Azkaban?
Yeah, I think so,
Azkaban?
yeah.
Listen, Kevin, I know Kevin just had a minor heart attack listening to me say that. But yeah, listen, I kind of just wanted to cover a little bit of the Golden Globes, specifically because Bohemian Rhapsody won, much to my despair. I was not excited about that. I wanted to be, but I just can't support that. I watched this, A Star is Born. I thought it was a really good movie. I think that or maybe Black Panther, just for Black Panther being the first movie that has an first Marvel movie, I guess.
Well, Black Klansman was really good too. I'm surprised that wasn't.
Well, it was nominated.
I know it was nominated, but I can't believe
Did you see
it's
it?
True. Of all the movies, I did see. Of all the movies, I can't believe Bohemian Rhapsody is the one that won.
I know, and people, and trust me, people were freaking out on Twitter. There were Queen fans who were freaking out. They're just like, "Oh, this is not the movie that we wanted to represent us as the winner of a Golden Globe."
Yeah, Queen fans should be the most offended.
And now there's a chance it's probably going to win an Oscar too, and like that just hurts.
We'll see. The Oscars are a little more. They don't care so much about public opinion. Put it that way.
Okay, well then hopefully it won't win. I mean,
that's why Moonlight won, and that was it was an obscure indie movie. It's a great movie.
Now Rami Malek, great performance. I thought he deserved. I can't say for the other ones. I didn't see other than Bradley Cooper, who I thought was really good in A Star Is Born. But boy, he was really good as far as his.
That
role.
happens a lot. There's sometimes a singular great performance in a mediocre movie.
Right, and that was fantastic. But other than that, I wouldn't. But anyway, so a little fix for pop culture too. No religion,
there you go.
Because fuck that.
Because there should be no religion.
No, imagine. Imagine
exactly.
if there was no religion.
You know, some people change that line. That really
To
pisses
what?
me off.
To what?
And one religion. That's what they change it to.
I'm guessing Christians.
Yeah, you guessed it right.
Well, fuck Christians.
Yeah. I mean, it
And
still doesn't make any sense if you leave
if
the
you're a
rest the
Christian
same.
listening to the show, I apologize. I really, the way, and this is kind of why Austin and I don't really talk about religion anymore. The way I've always viewed religion is do whatever you want. I don't care what religion you believe in. Just don't make me pray at your dinner table and shit like that, because that's not happening.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like, the one thing I feel is that I would actually rather align myself with a Christian who has progressive values than an atheist who is one of those alt-right shitheads.
Yeah, there's what's his name? He has a progressive church in the South. I want to say maybe South Carolina. I can't think of his name right now.
Oh yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
You do?
Was that?
Can't-
What's his name? Anyway, it's not important.
No. But yeah, no, I agree with you on that.
No,
But anyway, that does it for the news and the updates and all that. For part one, what we'll probably do is do a little bit more research, try to figure out what we missed, because a lot of news happened over the month.
And also we'll update you on what actually happened at this Trump press conference that's coming up soon.
For us in 2 hours. So we're looking forward to that. Well, I'm sorry, an hour and a half. So next week we'll also have a Twitter time, no guest or anything. We're going to finish off this month just recapping our break and all that.
Yeah.
But we will have our Gary Johnson bit back, and we'll have Twitter time for next week. So a little extra. So let's take our one and only break.
Yep.
And when we come back, we'll have our final thoughts.
Sounds good.
And so ends our big dumb show. It's been a little bigger and dumber than normal.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
I don't know if it has been bigger. I think it's actually
Shorter
and dumber than usual.
Well, because we don't have the other nonsense going on. Austin, what are your final thoughts for today?
My final thoughts are, it is really good to be back. I forgot how much I miss doing this.
Yeah, me too.
And it's nice to, I don't know, get some of that anger off my chest about all of the nonsense that's happening, especially with the government being shut down.
Yeah, still.
And
it feels good
it feels
to talk about it. Yeah.
It's excellent to be back. And I don't know, with the new batch of episodes, I think we're going to make some slight changes.
A little bit.
Tom and I have talked about, but
we have.
I don't think we're ready to make any announcements yet.
No, because we're still like on the preliminary.
Preliminary is the word.
Yeah, that was a word I was going to go for. But
he was reaching for it in the dark.
and what's weird is I know I can say that word. I've said it 1,000 times before, but it's just not here today. Nope. So.
But anyway, yeah. So
the plutonic. That's what's coming out.
There you go. But yeah, and I'm very much looking forward to kicking the machine back into gear, and we'll have regular releases again.
My son.
And we're going to have our new release day on Mondays now. So that's going to be different.
To the machine.
All right.
Yes.
But that's going to be different. And
that's official. That's an official thing.
And so, I don't know. I'm dismayed by much of the news.
Oh, yeah.
But excited to be back, and excited and incredibly impressed with how well AOC is doing.
Oh, yeah. I'm very proud of her.
Like,
very
she
fucking proud of her.
has exceeded my expectations. So
Yep. She's just like, I knew there was something special about her when we first talked to her. I just didn't know she was going to be so fucking
so good.
assertive.
Yeah.
She doesn't give a shit.
No.
She hasn't taken a break, and nor should she, by the way.
No.
Because she's trying to set a precedent for the future. She's trying to show everyone, hey, this is who I am. No. And if you want to get shit done, if you want to bullshit people, you're gonna have to take it. You're gonna have to deal with me. And I love that.
Like I was telling somebody the other day, this is what happens when you elect somebody who's worked their entire life.
Exactly.
From the working class.
It helps. It
they
definitely
continue
helps.
to work, unlike, you know, the rich, spoiled idiots that we've been electing for hundreds of years.
Now, like, at first I said, well, there's no way she's going to keep this up. But now I'm starting to not believe what I originally thought.
She'll keep it up.
I believe she'll keep it up.
Absolutely.
I think she's doing what she got elected for. This is her job. She's supposed to be a public representative. She's representing her area as well as the people of the United States, and she's showing that she's sticking to her values. And I love her.
Yep.
I love her. I think a lot of people really love her.
She's done an amazing job so far.
I know she's gonna get under the skin of like that white male sexist. But she was going to just by existing.
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter.
So
it doesn't matter.
Might as well be,
Might as well be
make good
yourself.
While you're there.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, she's fantastic. Anything else?
I don't know. I think that's it for me. What do you got, Tom?
I also am very happy to be back. I needed a break. I will admit I was extremely burnt out. For the first time in 2 years of doing the show toward the end, I was just not feeling like doing any episode.
Mm-hmm.
If I was almost waiting for Austin to text me, hey, I'm busy. Oh, thank God. That's the kind of, that's where I was at. And that's how I was feeling. And I'm very happy that we decided to take a break because, what I noticed is the first couple of weeks into the break, I stayed away from politics completely. I didn't talk to people politics. When people talked to politics, my stomach churned and I was like, ugh, stop with the politics. The last week and a half, I have been actively seeking debates with people. Like I hear something stupid on the street and I'm like what?
Yeah.
Well, let me put my 2 cents into this one. I just I'm feel regenerated, rejuvenated, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a very interesting 2019. It's gonna be a very busy year.
I think that's an understatement, but yeah.
But I think there's gonna be a lot of things going on. We need to be on our game, which is why we're talking about changing up a couple of things. Mm-hmm. You as the listener, don't worry, you're gonna get content every single week regardless. It's just the way that we do it is going to be a lot different, hopefully. Yeah. So we don't get burnt out anymore. Yeah. And I think that's, because we need to be fresh. Because by the end of this year, all of the people who are going to be running for president have to announce their candidacy.
It's going to be in full swing for 2020, yeah.
Yeah. Like people say, the political season, the presidential election started January 1st.
Yep.
Of this year.
Yep.
All year now. You're going to see and we didn't even get to really talk about this, but we can mention it now. 3 people have entered the presidential race. Elizabeth Warren was the first. She did so by announcing she was just doing an exploratory mission, if you will. And then
to figure out how to drink a beer on screen.
Yeah, and then had that awkward beer drinking thing, which is just like, listen, I like
Which
Liz.
I believe was a Michelob Ultra, which is 2 strikes against her.
Yeah, it's like, at least do a craft beer. Show that you're hip.
Yeah, come on.
Because I know that's what you were going for. You weren't just drinking a beer because you drink a beer because no one drinks beer that awkwardly.
No. And somebody who drinks beer that awkwardly doesn't drink beer that often.
No, I love Liz. I do. I'm a fake progressive, according to the people on my Facebook wall, constantly saying, "Oh, you're not a real progressive." How the fuck you? I like Elizabeth Warren.
I imagine they sound like that.
She is not my number one candidate because there's already someone on this list that I'm going to talk about next.
But I wish that she would just be more herself. Like, stop trying to be.
Yeah. Just she's also
something she's so clearly not.
She's a lot like AOC when it comes to she has her beliefs and she'll fight for them. Mm-hmm. Just do that. That's what Bernie's been doing since the 60s.
Yeah,
he had his platform.
Yeah, she has her. She has her belief set like AOC, but she campaigns like Hillary Clinton.
Right, I know, and that's
just,
bad. That's a bad mix.
I know. Yeah.
So I have my worries with her. But the next person that entered the race was Tulsi Gabbard, and for once I was actually happy because let's say Bernie, for some odd reason, and I don't expect this to be the situation, but if Bernie chooses not to run, we now have 2 progressive candidates that we can pick from.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, yeah, Tulsi's fairly progressive. Elizabeth,
I don't know. Her foreign policy is not very progressive, but
right now I'm almost. I will always care about foreign policy, but we need our domestic situation fixed more than anything.
I know, but her foreign policy is particularly hawkish.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I guess I got to do more research into that.
She's sidled up to some right-wing dictators in other countries. Yeah, it's
that's
very
not
odd.
Good. That
She's
is
come
odd.
out in support of Israel.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's just.
So I guess
she
I got
has
to look
some
more into it.
weird, like, anti-Muslim comments, and in the past, which she claims she's changed, and maybe she has. So I don't want to, take that away from her. But in the past, she's made some startling statements about the LGBT community.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
yeah, you see, like now that concerns me because I was going off of like the few platform things that we all agree on, and which she does tend to agree on. But I guess I got to do more research on her.
Do some she's
and I was planning on it, by the way.
Yeah,
and I was planning. I'm one of the weird political nerds where I will research every candidate in the field. Republican, independent, I don't care, libertarian. I like to learn all about these people. So eventually I was going to run into that too. So it's actually a good thing you tell me now. And then recently, I don't want to mispronounce it, but it's not, is it just Julian? Or does he go by the correct?
I think it's Julian Castro.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. But I'm white, so I guess I could get away with it. Julian Castro.
Yeah. Actually, there's one more that we forgot about.
Is there?
Yeah, Kirsten Gillibrand.
Does she announce her presidency?
She announced. Yeah, she's running for president.
I'm sorry. I did not know that. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, it's not great.
God, there's going to be so many people running for president for the
yeah,
Democrats. We still have to hear Hillary. We still have to. We have to see if Hillary's going to try again, which I'm almost willing to bet she is.
I don't know. I'm not so sure, but
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not too.
Joe Biden's probably going to enter the race. I'm
not so sure about that either.
Really? I think that's a given. I think that's a given.
I thought it was for a long time, but lately they haven't been so great to him, and he was expecting to be welcomed with open arms.
Right, which I don't know why you would be.
Well,
I don't know why he would be expected.
Well, he was the vice president of the most popular Democratic president in the generation.
I guess it's
and people liked him until they started,
finding out about him.
Yeah,
because I did too. When Obama first ran, I remember Joe Biden was in the mix. It was Joe Biden, Obama, and Clinton, and there was others too, but those were like the main ones. And I remember looking into Biden, I'm like, oh, I like some of his policy more than I liked Obama and Clinton's, way more than Clinton's, and a little bit more than Obama's. But again, as you do research on people who've been in politics for a very long time, you find out things just by looking up voting record alone. And because voting records are all public information, it's very easy to find, by the way. So
he is responsible for the fact that people can't discharge their student loans in bankruptcy.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he ran those Anita Hill hearings, which were
disastrous.
Yeah.
Disastrous.
Yeah.
Disastrous. I don't know much about Julian Castro at all. I know he was the mayor of San Francisco?
No, San Antonio.
San Antonio. I knew there was a San Antonio. Okay. But I don't know anything about him. So that's a candidate that I have to fucking research.
Well, I know he
top to bottom.
He's running on tuition-free college and Medicare for all. Those are his two big platforms right now.
Is he a progressive?
In those two, I'm not sure what else, but yeah.
I always find this shit exciting because like you get to pick a candidate that best fits you get to learn maybe he could be the best candidate on the field and
but who knows? I mean, there's so many candidates that are going to say that because it's popular.
Oh, Cory Booker, by the way, he's definitely going to be running.
But I only really trust one of them to actually try to get it done.
I know. Let's hope he runs.
Yeah.
So there's all that. There's our welcome back. We do have one more thing I want to mention. We have a new patron.
That's right. Yes, go for it.
So we go on break and we get a patron. So that's interesting. But just like normal, we can't have a Joe. So I'm apologizing in advance if I fuck up your name, which I'm probably going to. It's a very unique name, and it's a beautiful name. I can't. I'm stupid. I can't say it. Guineria Brahma. Guineria Brahma? I think. I'm sorry if I fucked it up. I really am. You can easily please correct me on Patreon or Twitter. I don't care.
You can call in and leave a voicemail and just swear Tom
fucking
out.
berate me. Listen, that's why Austin doesn't do this part.
Oh, yes. That's exactly right.
But hey, thank you so much for your pledge on our Patreon. It means a lot.
Yeah, we couldn't be more appreciative.
No, so thank you very much. Welcome to the Patreon Club.
Yeah.
Which is gonna get revamped eventually this year. I just gotta figure out what we're gonna do.
We have a lot of plans now that we do not so tired.
No, yeah. Okay, I guess that's it.
Is that it, Tom?
Anything else you want to mention?
Nope.
I'll do one more thing.
Okay, one more thing.
If you're interested, we have changed up our Twitch habits a little bit, as Austin and I have both fallen into the world of Twitch.tv. I've had my side channel, which is what I've been primarily playing video games on and stuff like that, and that's twitch.tv/Death on Two Legs. The only thing that you have to do is the O's or zeros.
Or zeros, yeah.
So if you're going to look it up, type in Death on Two Legs, then just backspace the zeros and put the O's and put zeros in there, and you'll find me. But Austin has taken over the Dumb All Over channel, and we've agreed to have Austin grow that in his own personal channel, which is now twitch.tv/Amplifier Austin, which is a perfect name for Austin.
Yeah.
His channel, although he said video games are not really going to be a part of it in the future, do you want to explain what you're going to be doing? Because I think it's a really cool concept.
Yeah, so I'm going to be performing some of my music and some covers on there. I haven't quite come up with a schedule yet. I'm working on it, but I'm estimating it's going to be about a 2 to 3 hour set, probably maybe 3 times a week. And so I'm working on getting all that sorted out, but that's the plan. So
yeah, it's going to be cool. I can't wait for that. I love those. I love the music channels on Twitch if they're done correctly.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to do it correctly, which is why I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, and there's not many that are done well. So.
And then you can find Austin playing video games with me probably right after or almost on every other day of the week at Death on Two Legs on Twitch. So if you have a Twitch and you want to join us for some non-political, but sometimes some political jabs, but for some non-political content, you can join us on Twitch. Amplifier Austin and Death on Two Legs.
And I have to say, during this break, it was a break, but apparently not from each other, because I think we've spent more time together
than ever.
Like
when we were writing our short or our story, our TV series, we would spend once a week 8-hour sessions, but we've been playing video games every night, which has been fun. I've enjoyed the last like 3 months since streaming.
It's
more than anything.
Been a lot of fun.
It's been so much fun. Yeah. So if you want to have a good laugh, because when Austin and I join up to play video games together, it's a fucking riot. I don't
know what it is yet, but
I don't know why.
Yeah, the two of us together. I don't know.
Yeah. It's fun. So go ahead and follow us on Twitch and join us. I promise you won't regret it. Well, I won't promise that because
you might.
But that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got too. So I guess we will leave it to pre-recorded Tom to take it from here.
There you go. Once again, thank you so much for listening. As always, you can find us on Spreaker.com/DumbleOverPod. We're also available on iTunes. Just look up DumbleOverPod. We are on all the social medias, starting with Twitter at DumbleOverPod, Facebook at DumbleOverPod, and of course, there's Instagram. And you guessed it, it's at DumbleOverPod. We are also on Patreon, so check out our Patreon at patreon.com/DumbleOverPod. And if you're interested in buying some merch with some special logos, you can check that out at tpublic.com/user/DumbleOverPod. Thank you, and we'll talk to you next week.
Trust me, I'm like a smart person.